I had one of those days that like nothing actually terrible happened. I just didn't like the day. I just didn't like it. It kind of sucked for no real reason other than I just didn't like the day.
Same.
That's weird.
Are
right?
you having allergy issues? My allergies are trying to fucking kick my ass today.
Mine aren't as bad as they were this last weekend. They were pretty terrible. Mine, but not as bad. Weren't as bad today.
I notice when I have slight allergy issues that are just annoying, so I don't take a pill, right?
Yeah.
It ruins my mood.
Yeah.
Or sometimes I won't notice the allergy issues because I'm like,
At some point, yeah, you just some point you just start taking the pills. You're like, fuck it, okay.
I take
I guess
2
we're pill
allergy
taking.
pills every day.
I just don't remember until I start to feel bad.
And I think for me is I'm just tired of everything right now.
Right, it's not a great time to be alive, unfortunately.
The good news is Lancaster County, where we live, has the most coronavirus cases hospitalized than we've ever had. Wait, what did I say to start this? I feel like I said the wrong thing.
It's good to be number one at something. Not mediocre there, are we?
It used to be chlamydia.
Man. Oh, man.
We're hitting our spike in September. Fuck everybody else.
This is how this stream's gonna go. Holy shit.
Have they tracked that down to like
It's school.
city, like per capita? Because you would think Lincoln would be doing better because of the whole mask thing. But, or is it because we're a college town and
Nobody fucking enforces
people
it.
are stupid?
No, the numbers for like people are not getting sick at work. People are getting sick because they're still partying.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got schools back in session. You've got, people are just tired of it, so they think that means it's not a problem anymore.
The pandemic isn't over just because you're over it.
There you go. Yep, exactly true. Right? Oh man. Well, this is a good way to start a stream. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Thursday, so that means Deadlands-Blood Moons, episode 9. Episode 9, 9 whole episodes, and it's only taken 18 weeks to get here.
Buford and I are about to angrily snap dance at some fucking bugs. That's what we're gonna do.
This may be the day where 2 of you die. Yeah.
It's Carolyn and Winslow. I feel so bad.
We'll see.
Like I can die. I can't die.
I was going to say, if everything goes as I planned it, then yeah, we will.
You know what? We're gonna get out because what we'll find at the beginning of this episode is a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. That's gonna happen multiple times tonight.
I got a feeling that is true. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Hey, who wants to give a recap?
I'll do it.
All right. Well, yeah, there we go. Looks like
all right. So last time I was conscious and didn't black out for prolonged periods along with all my friends. I don't know how to describe a session in character. Well, what happened was them guys that was riding at myself, Francis, and we're heading towards sort of the ranch area, the Carson Ranch. I got a feeling about them as soon as I saw them come over their ridge, and I went to them and I started to have a little conversation with them. I put up the white handkerchief of I just want to talk, and they, to their credit, they decided to have a lovely conversation with me. And what ended in I was right about everything, and we all killed them dead. So they're dead now. I shot one in the dick. The one that was trying to be smart. No, I shot him right in his dick. I think I killed like 3 of them, and then Winslow killed one. and then Hayes and Mathis were there, and we looked through them. They had some warrant posters on them, so we have a whole new bag. That bag of heads is quite full at this point. It's a duffel bag of heads is what we're working on here. Luckily, it's a bag of head holding.
Had to start a new sack.
and the good Reverend knows how to shrink heads. I didn't realize he was that denomination, but he is. So then we packed up, and we had all these new horses now from them, and we're like, well, we can't leave the Carsons here because there's people going to be coming after her. So we gave them some horses, sent them on into town, did the best they could, say, listen, we can't do everything for you. Go with Bill. He's very capable. And you'll make it back just fine. And we went on to where we followed the tracks of the cattle and the monsters. And we followed them and we found them. And they were herding them cattle. There was a jack thing that happened in there. We won't speak of it, but the jack was around. We found them bugs. And Buford and I, we decided it would be a good idea to walk up on that ridge nearby where their chasm is and sort of get a lay of the land. Well, we just kept walking for some time. Found a nearby mining camp, a little tent. Found the down in there. We found their wagon. They got all trampled. Buford definitely didn't steal a bunch of stuff. I wouldn't know anything about that, but he definitely didn't.
Mr. Hayes would never.
And meanwhile, the Rev and Doc twiddled their thumbs, created a new version of boredom, categorized the colors of brown. That's right. I forgot what part of the country we're in. Just looking around the landscape. So that picks us up at the end. We had gotten to the end where close to where their place is, their nest, their hive, whatever you want to call it. And we found that they keep Jell-O molds on the floor.
They do.
Odd.
Well, I imagine the Jell-O molds were left there by someone careless before, and that's what attracted all the bugs.
That's true. You can't. That's how you get ants.
That's how you get ants.
Can't leave that out. One ants is how you get ants.
That is how you get ants.
No.
And then Buford and I heard a very future ghost that was screaming at the bottom of this cliff. Too bad there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, let's pick back up with our story, but first, it's time to choose some of these here fate chips. Are we ready for the fate chips? Here we go. Mr. Hayes. 2 reds and a white. Oh my goodness, I forgot an N on the gun. Now I feel terrible. Boom. There we go. Just fixed it. Mr. Gunn.
Yeah.
Ooh. Also, 2 reds and a white.
Yeah, buddy.
The good Reverend. Ooh, 3 whites for the good Reverend.
Ha!
And the good Doctor. Dr. Mathis.
Hey, Rev.
Also, 3 whites. But we still, each one of you still gets a 4th fate chip. Boom. Mr. Hayes, you get another white one. Mr. Gunn, another white one. The good Reverend, a red one. And the Doctor, a red one. No blues today.
I find myself not using the red and blues all that often when I get them because I just use the whites, right? Thinking that some grand moment is going to show up later that I will need them.
You'll need. Yes. So to remind everyone, yes, the whites you can re-roll something that is not a critical fail. With the reds, you can do that, and then you can also attempt to soak wounds with any one of these. With the red ones, you can do those things, and you can shoot. What did we say that was? God damn it! That's why I go over this for my own personal.
I have it written down.
Yeah,
I have it written down as well.
What you can do is you can find a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
The whites allow you to re-roll any skill or attribute, but not a critical failure.
Yes.
Reds can re-roll a critical failure, but then the GM can draw a chip.
Right.
And blues can re-roll all of the above and damage, and I believe the GM also draws a chip for blues.
Indeed.
They do not draw a chip for blues. Only
No, for blue, the marshal does not draw.
That's right. Not that I have ever used the chip at this point, but that could change. That could certainly change. But yes,
Chips
the blue
are
is
delicious.
re-rolling damage. That's the cool part with the blue one. Yes. Cool. All right. So we have chips. And we're back to... let's begin with the Reverend and the Doctor. If you'll remember, yes, you recently watched 2 more of those bug things, heard the rest of those cows, those 5 cows that were left, into that canyon. And it has been now a bit, and you've been sitting there alone.
The canyon before us is now empty. Is that correct?
Yes, where there were cattle and bugs, there are no more. If you'll remember, more than half of the cattle, the remaining cattle, were herded southwest around the ridge, and then the remainder of them, the 5, 2 bugs came out and herded them into the canyon where your friends were headed. And it has been several minutes, and you are alone.
I feel like they should be back by now.
It's true. They were simply set forth to observe. It's strange that it would take them so long to get back.
Buford will be missed. Shall we?
We're not leaving.
No? Then grab a flamethrower. Because we're going down there. Or you can take the acid one, if you prefer.
That would be preferable, but perhaps for starters, do we wish to move the whole wagon closer, or since there are no longer bug things before us?
I suppose so, quietly. I'd hate for anybody to come across our wagon.
All right.
So
Walk me through it.
We would pack up what we had unloaded and set up, I imagine. I would help corral the horses to very quietly bring the wagon. I'm picturing this being uphill. I don't know why.
You're at the top of just below the top of a bit of a bluff. It goes down a little bit into sort of a trough, tiny little. I wouldn't call it. It's not big enough to be a valley, but it certainly slopes down right into the edge of that ridge, and then of course the ridge. You could follow that either direction.
Right. suppose we would make our way far as we can without until we can see more of them over yonder.
So you're headed towards the canyon where you know that the other two were headed towards, where they took the cattle. All right, very good. I'm gonna just do a quick roll here.
I'm really having to hold back to screaming secret. It's really deep inside of me at this point.
All right. Yeah, you successfully get all of the wagon and the horses down to the mouth of that canyon.
Mouth. That's a weird word.
It is, right? Will you continue into the canyon? It is wide enough. You certainly could.
I believe so, yes.
Very well. You enter said canyon. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. Let's get our heroes out. Because I do not have any art for the wagon and the horses, you have just entered the mouth of the canyon. And you continue just following the canyon, or would you like to do anything as you enter?
I would like to look around to see if there's any sign of our friends that this was indeed the way they came.
Great. Let's do a notice roll, if you please.
I do, please. Well, that's a way to begin the evening.
That is a critical fail.
I will use my one red Benny.
All right.
So you may draw a chip, sir.
Boom.
If-
I will keep note of my chip.
I still fail, but it's not critical. So I'll take the failure and avoid the critical.
You're focused on the trail ahead of you. You're basically just trying to make sure you don't spook those horses you're driving. Reverend.
Dr. Mathis, if it's all right with you, canyon seems to be. We must be getting close. Would you be amenable to waiting here while I scout out ahead?
Absolutely not. You think you want me to stay here because I'm some fragile, frail young woman who can't handle herself in a canyon?
Oh, not at all. Dude. But you're driving the wagon, and we don't want to leave the wagon unattended with all of the science-y things in it that are much better off in there with you than with me.
And I hoist up a flamethrower. Prepared to take action.
So what are you doing then, Reverend? What is your plan?
I would head north by northwest into that canyon. Probably, I think I would hug the right wall. No. Yes, the right wall a bit. And just kind of take a good look around. I would also see if I can see any sign of them, but I would also very much be looking out for any signs that the bugs or the herd are close.
Give me a notice roll, please.
Point of technical concern, can you guys hear me okay?
I'm hearing you fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
You sound crisp.
Indeed.
Appears to be a 5 on the notice.
Well, you absolutely notice the tracks on the canyon floor of the cattle. You notice those right away. You also notice out in front of you a wagon. It's seen better days. Mike is secret tunneling while he's muted. That's what.
I think the
I called Patrick and did it.
I think the cart would definitely draw my attention, but seeing that the coast appears relatively clear, correct?
Yes, you see nothing dangerous out in front of you.
Seeing that the coast is clear, I would circle back and ask the good Dr. Mathis to I should let her know. Well, definitely went this way. Relatively clear up ahead, but there's an overturned and broken down wagon. I think we're safe to move up a little bit farther. Perhaps we could take a look at the wagon.
All right. Yeah.
Well, here we go. The horses. Yes, and you begin your way towards the wagon. Cut two. Mr. Hayes, the good Deputy Gunn. If you will remember, yes, you last heard the screams of a human female below you.
I don't know about you there,
Bitch, I hope the
Mr. Gunn, but I'm thinking we've seen enough. Shall we head back?
Damn it, you know I can't leave fucking lady down there. Hey, fuck.
Could I get a notice roll from both of you, please?
Boop.
Let's see how much you notice.
Got a 4.
5.
All right. So yes, you see very much what's on the map here. What you notice is that there is a red, waxy substance that is on the ground in a couple of different large patches. You see the bugs sort of skittering across the top of it, but you see the cattle as they walk across. You can see the surface of that waxy red break, and their hooves and legs sort of, slopping down inside of it. And as they try to raise their legs, there's a thick, goo essentially stuck to their hooves as they're trying to move forward.
Viscous.
It's very, very viscous. It's a great word.
It's a terrible word when you think about what it means, but yeah.
What's neat, both of you do notice below you, at the edge of the of a rock outcropping, there's something that there are several somethings sort of embedded in that waxy goo. And a little further out, you see, little further south from you, you do see a bug that seems to be working on something, and that is the direction of those screams.
Nah, fuck, you know that's that fucking Carson girl missing.
Now, we don't know that for sure.
Even if it ain't, we gotta go look. Hayes, come on.
I'm not sure about this we. You got a turd in your pocket or something?
No, I got a turd standing next to me. All right. Hey, okay. We're going to need them damn flamethrowers. I think you can agree with this.
That means we got to head back.
You got to head back.
Well, I don't see how you're going to do much by yourself up here.
I ain't fighting them. Okay? Try to get down a little lower and see if there's anything I can get in there on. If I can't help her, I can't. Okay?
I'm just saying, if you look down in that canyon now, then we're outnumbered at least 4-1 at this point. You know how hard it is to kill just one.
Well, now I know how to do it. You shoot him in the butthole or the mouth. That's 2 points.
I'll head on back, see if I can get the Reverend and the doctor heading this way with the.
I agree with you. We shouldn't fight him, and I ain't fixing to. Just insurance. That's what they call it, right? I ain't done it myself, but yeah, seems like a bit of a scam. But yeah,
Time's a wasting. I turn around and start walking.
You're very brave, Buford.
And I head on back up on top of the ridge, looking down in the canyon as I'm going along.
All right,
He
very
is
good.
definitely.
I don't want
leading
anything
me
popping up at me.
Oh, all right. Here we go. I did not ask him for his rope, motherfucker.
Deputy. What would you like to do, Mr. Gunn, Deputy Gunn? That's you.
But
I love how when Laura sneezes, she turns into the Chiquita girl. So I know where he's at. I'm gonna go over that way. Sort of glance down, see if I can get a better look.
All right. Yes, right up on the edge there is what you're telling me, right?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Would you like to re-roll your notice, or would you like to use the same one? I'll give you that option.
I'll re-roll.
All right.
I believe in myself. All right, I ain't gonna push it.
A little better. Very good. Very good. You edge right up, get right up to the edge and look over. And what you see, you see several figures that look like they're actually encased in that red resin, that waxy red resin. They're at the end of one of those rows, that bug is slowly building up layers of that resin, starting from the bottom of a woman's legs, and it seems to be building upwards. Her arms are already sort of temp glued to the side of the canyon.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use my LARP out of character thing. When I was LARPing, when you did this, you weren't in character anymore. So I have the hindrances of overconfident, curious, and stubborn. I have no choice but to get murdered in this pit. I'm just saying, this isn't Michael choosing this. These are the hindrances I have.
Well, goodbye, deputy.
It'll be fun re-rolling a new character.
we'll see how the cards fall.
There's no
Literally,
cards.
Buford uses cards.
Okay. Yeah, but he ain't there. What I got on my person? Okay.
Oh, Papa blush.
Is there any closer I can get without can I get any farther down without putting myself in any particular as long as I'm being a little stealthy?
Mm-hmm. There is a small drop off to the north of you here that goes down onto another little platform of rock that would get you closer. There is I guess what you would call it a clear portion of land, another drop down from there, with some foliage and things like that could could potentially hide you if you could get there without being seen.
All right. Well, have stealth. It's a D4. Technically purchased it. May I roll it?
You may. Do well.
Get those chips ready.
I don't know about you, bitch. I hope you fucking do.
Wow.
You know what? I was cheating because what I found was a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Yeah, you did.
It's rare that I'm on two memes at the same time. Generally, I pick one. But...
A hole opens up in the earth, and there is a tunnel that leads down into this area in that foliage. You are now, at the bottom of the canyon, hidden in those trees and bushes.
Become the boulder.
All right, so I'm pretty close, right?
Yes, you're very close. Let me show you how close that you are. At
That's
this
like 10
point,
feet, right? What are the squares in this?
these are essentially 2 yards per square.
Oh.
So 6 feet, essentially. Right? That's right? I'm doing crazy measurement stuff. You see a woman up against the wall, being slowly covered by that nasty viscous substance. She seems to be praying.
Well, that's about as useful as she can possibly be, which to me is not. Oh, you know what I have? I have a bunch of those Springfield drones.
Now that you're down on the canyon floor, you have a better look of those other figures that seem to be encased. And yes, indeed, there are other people, human persons. At least you think they're human persons that have been completely encased in that amber. The only thing that's not encased is their mouth.
Yeah, I'm curious, not suicidal. We're focusing on the one at the time. If you could just rein in your bullshit for a second, Mr. Game Master. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to take a second, and with shooting, can I call this shooting? Yeah, you tell me. After I explain what I'm going to do.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to take a grouping of those because they're the packed gunpowder rounds, right?
Right.
It's a muzzle loader.
Yep. So it's those paper cartridges.
Yeah.
With the ball and the cartridge.
And I'm gonna reach out and grab some of that red crap and stick them together real quick.
Okay. You reach out, and immediately what you touch of that surface feels pretty waxy, kind of hard and waxy. Would you like to push further?
Yes. Listen, last time I touched something hard and waxy, I continued to push further. Chad, how you doing?
Yeah, you did. It's true. As you press harder, and the crust of that breaks, and yes, your fingers sort
It's
of
like old pudding, isn't it?
your fingers sort of dip down into something that feels a little bit like pudding.
It's not like burning me or anything, is it?
It tingles a bit.
Ooh, good for me.
It's red pepper brie.
I'll take an extra bit for later. I'll do what I said I'd do.
All
I
right.
mean, especially mostly with the waxy bit, because if it truly is waxy, there is some like stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's sort of what's underneath it feels a little bit like if you took honey, like half honey, half pudding, and mixed it together. So it's this weird gelatinous-y kind of grossness.
I'd try it.
She tried, yeah. So yes, you're able to. It feels like those cartridges are gonna stick together.
All right. Okay. I took my lantern with me. In my head, it's an old style oil lantern with the lighting element underneath, like the flint iron lighting element. Is that comfortable with you?
Yep.
Okay. Using that, I'm going to try to light the end of the paper on one of the cartridges and then just throw it as far as I fucking can.
Okay. Let's that would be interesting. Okay.
And try not to turn my hand into a crayon.
Right.
If you don't know that reference, good for you.
I don't know that reference. All right, let's do this. Let me see here. What can we do? I feel like the first thing we need to do as you're trying to strike that flint, I don't even know what to call it. Let's go ahead and just make it a stealth roll.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use a white real quick.
All right. Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and use another white real quick.
All right. Yes. Wow. It almost, you can't even hear it. And a spark, and the red goo immediately bursts into flames. Cut to. Your Reverend and the good doctor, you have you've reached the wagon. What would you like to do?
Well, you wanted to look at the wagon.
Suppose I would look through and see what's there, any signs of how it got to be turned over and broken in this valley.
Do you have any well, are you investigating, or are you just sort of having a look at what's there?
That really is an investigation thing, isn't it? Yeah, I guess I would just have to do that and take the penalty.
All right.
I'll use a white to give it one more college try, but I'm not holding out high hopes here. Yes, that ends up just being a 2. I forgot to put the
You didn't do
minus on.
the modifier in? Okay. Yeah, what you see is a broken down old wagon. You can see that inside of it, just very, very basically, there looks to be like mining supplies. There's shovels, there's picks, there's different things like that. You do actually see what looks like an old lockbox that has been opened and is currently empty. Mr. Hayes knows nothing about that, by the way.
Sorry, it doesn't look like there's anything here. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking it was scientific method or something along the lines that you'd be able to somehow glean something from this, but maybe it is simply an upturned wagon.
If the scientific method is involved, then move over. Is investigation smarts related?
It is.
Excellent. So it's a smarts roll with a -2.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, it's Lincoln. It's already Lincoln time?
He didn't nap today.
Ah, gotcha.
It will be a 9 with 1 raise.
Wow. Well done.
I roll a d12.
Look at that. Yeah, you see everything. What you notice, first of all, is that this wagon looks like it was. It looks like a wagon that's been through, let's say, an attack, right? So there's wood. The big pieces of wood is splintered. The front end actually looks like it's been trampled several times. With that roll, you notice a splattering of blood on the back. It is definitely the wagon was definitely torn apart in some kind of an attack.
This splattering of blood, is it going in a particular direction, like it was hit from, blood splatter in crime scenes?
Right.
Or you can generally tell what direction it was hit from or what direction the body went.
With that roll, you notice that it seems like the blood splatter is coming from different directions. You can, again, with that roll, that things were pulled from the wagon, and some of that blood smears to your north west, up that narrower canyon. Up in
now,
direction.
if you look here, good Reverend, you can see that the wheels have been moved in this fashion, and the front of the wagon has been crushed several times, leading me to believe that this wagon was, in fact, attacked and basically torn apart. You can also see some splatterings of blood here, 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 and here, and a smear of blood heading off towards the northwest. I believe whatever was in this wagon was dragged towards the northwest, whether it was a person or something in the wagon itself. But the northwest would be the direction that these, whatever attacked this wagon, I'm assuming it was the bug creatures, dragged whatever poor creature was inside of it.
I did not get any of that, but that is an excellent forensic analysis.
Not that kind of doctor, but I dabbled.
Mr. Hayes, as you continue along the top of that ridge, you very clearly see your partners at the bottom of the canyon, checking out that busted up wagon.
Well, I'm tempted to say, look here, but I'm not going to do that. How difficult would it be to climb down from where I'm at right there?
There's there's obviously, definitely a way down. You have let's do what would that be? a athletics roll. Is that what that is in this one? Yes.
Yeah. Depending on your roll, you could make it down very quickly.
Yeah, very
Exactly.
true.
But I also have my rope with me if I've got something to tie it off onto.
There's enough what look like sturdy places to tie off a rope. It's rocks, ledges, different weird things like that. Yeah, you could certainly try tying it off to something.
I think I'd rather do that and climb down than try to parkour on the way down. At this point, man with a broken leg's not going to be any good to Mr. Gunn.
Indeed. Go ahead and let's see. You tie that off. You'll still need to do an athletics roll, but I'll give you a +2 with that rope.
5.
Yeah, you're good to go. You make your way down from this ledge right down to the bottom of the canyon. And you're let's see how far out you are. You are about 100 yards
All right.
from the wagon.
So I don't want to yell out for him. I still don't want to cause alarm with the critters. But I will start heading that direction.
All right. Dr. Mathis, Reverend Fullerton, could you guys give me a notice roll, please?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
I'm still inspecting that
Yeah, you are.
wagon and feeling very good about myself.
While she's talking you through what she was able to see that you were not, Reverend, you easily notice Buford as he's scaling down the side of that canyon, and you see his feet hit the bottom of the canyon.
I would not interrupt the good doctor, but once she was done telling me her analysis, I would let her know that Buford is coming.
Oh. Well, that's lovely. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
Oh, you were so into what you were saying, and I felt like I was learning something, and I didn't want to interrupt.
I'm just fucking with you, Reverend.
Buford, you reach the wagon.
Well, it appears our party is now down to 3.
Did the sheriff get eaten by a
I
bug?
jest. However, we do have a bit of a predicament heading around the corner of this canyon.
Oh, Lord Almighty!
Did the sheriff get eaten by a bug?
Well, now, as we all know, the deputy is, how shall we say it, one flower
An
short of
idiot.
a bouquet.
I like your way better. It's nicer.
So, there's a situation where there's some, at least one person still alive that is being held, shall we say, captive in a pile of goo by these critters, and
Ghastly.
the good deputy would like to save them. So I thought it'd be best to come back here and see about getting these little contraptions of yours heading on back.
Right. Grab one. Whichever floats your boat.
Purely defensive, because it's in my belief that if we don't feel like there's a way to save these people, if there's more than one, then it's probably not worth the effort.
That is where you and I can agree, Mr. Hayes. Well, grab a flamethrower. I think the Reverend prefers the acid.
Thank you, Doctor.
Now, I do have
On a long weekend.
I do have a couple other tricks up my sleeve as I display the 2 sticks of dynamite that I took with me from my satchel.
Well, hell.
Now, I don't believe that we
fun.
probably have the accuracy to actually do any damage on these critters with these things. However, we may be able to create a diversion, setting up some sound away from where we need to save these, from where the deputy would like to save these people.
As long as we don't cause a cave-in and we get stuck in these dreadful tunnels, I'm behind that plan.
I can hear Michael's hand shaking as you say cave in.
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel!
So, I mean, we could split the group up and I can head in a different way, or one of us can head in a different way to set off some dynamite.
Seeing as splitting up before seems to have gotten the deputy in a whole heap of trouble, perhaps we should stick together this time.
No, I think the deputy got the deputy in a whole heap of trouble.
Fair, but my opinion is unchanged.
Reverend, you say, Mr. Hayes, it's just around this corner where the deputy is?
Right, just right around this bend. I mean, if we were to climb up, it would just be over this section here. But if we were to just go around there, now we would be out. Well, I say outnumbered because these things are harder than hell to kill. But I noticed at least 4 of the critters in there.
Should perhaps orient the cart and the horses for a speedy getaway.
And when I say the goo, if we happen to walk or touch into that stuff, we will be stuck.
It's a very what is the word? I'll just say good no.
Well, I think we should probably be moving on.
All right, what's your
Reverend,
plan?
I hate to disagree with you, but I think if the deputy is indeed in trouble, his time on this earth is fleeting. You are a better shot than no offense, Mr. Hayes, but you are a better shot than Mr. Hayes and myself. Mr. Hayes and myself are practiced in other areas and could create the diversion. If you're comfortable with just simply going around the bend to lend your aid to the good deputy, we would join you post-haste.
If that is what we feel is best, we'll help out how I can.
And you can always use my rope down there if you want to climb up the ridge, work your way up that way.
I think I will take that advice.
Well then, good doctor, I think maybe we should head to the north here. Try to create some explosive sounds, so we say, to the north.
All right. So, Reverend, you're going to go up on the ridge that Mr. Hayes just came from, correct?
That he left a rope for, yes.
Yep. So you're going to go up this way. And what are we doing with the horses?
The Reverend did suggest turning the wagon in a way that would make for an expedited retreat.
Very good.
Is there anything secure that we can tie them to? I anticipate a loud boom of explosion would make the horses a bit frightened.
The easiest thing to tie them to, obviously, would be the wagon.
Wagon wheel.
But there are other, rocks and things like that you could attempt tie to as well.
I think the wagon would suffice.
Let's handle that quickly.
All right. The horses are tied to the wagon. They are set up there. The good Reverend has begun his climb. And tell me where you guys are going.
Well, from what I remember, is if we stick to that ridge on the right, if we can get up the first level at least.
All right, a little climb then.
Yep.
All right, let's give me an athletics roll, please. Wow. Mr. Hayes parkours like a motherfucker and he ends up just like.
I climb the fuck out of shit.
Dr. Mathis?
Climbing is not my forte. I rolled a 3. I will attempt another time with one of my white bennies. Hey,
Hey.
It is a struggle, and you're not moving terribly fast, but you two have made it up, and you've begun your walk around. Cut 2.
Goddamn constricting course. Who invented these fucking things?
Deputy Gunn.
Say your arm explodes. You don't have to tell me.
Deputy Gunn, as we left, you struck that flint, and the red gel just burst in the flames. It is not.
It doesn't really change my plan. But
Yes.
It is not what? Sorry.
It wasn't explosive in any way. It caught real easy.
Okay,
Reminds you a
I'm
bit of
gonna
kerosene.
Huck a chuck.
All right, give me you know what?
And by the way, I would like to indicate that I am throwing it at that rock encampment behind our bug friend in the middle of the goo.
So right in here in the middle of the goo.
Yeah, now that I know that it catches fire, I ain't gonna throw it at other goo and really turn this place into I mean, I'm glad I know that bit of information, but this would be bad all around.
Now, let's see. In the new rules, I think they moved it all to shooting, if I remember correctly. Do they have a separate throwing anymore?
You could easily lump it under athletics, or
I'm fine with it being shooting, but I would assume it's athletics.
Pistols. Athletics here.
Like shooting is preferable in all cases. If you can make me talking to people under shooting, that'd be great.
It's shooting. It's a ranged attack.
It's a ranged attack.
Hell yes!
Yep.
Played baseball.
So shooting. Give me a shooting roll. Let's see how accurate and you are.
Actually, I'm incorrect. It's athletics skill.
Is it? Okay.
That's a shooting.
Son of a bitch! All right, I rolled
Throwing
I got a
grenades,
9.
bags,
Hey,
spears, other
I got a
projectiles.
fucking 9.
Yep, there it is. Athletics, you got a 9? Fuck yeah, dude. Nicely done. You chuck that thing. There's a ball of flame flies over the top of that waxy red gel, lands on the sort of the further side of that outcropping, and
I'm going to wait for it to find the gunpowder.
And it does. Whoosh. It wasn't under any sort of pressure, so it doesn't boom, but there's a big flash of light and a whoosh.
It'd be a good noise. Yeah.
Yep. And let's you do see the bug in front of you turns and begins to take several steps towards that, and so does, as you notice, one of the bugs that is hurting the cattle also begins to move towards the sound, and they both begin to shriek in that screechy sort of noise that you've heard these things use in the past.
Well, I'm immediately, the moment he is past me, I'm going to the lady.
All right. Tell me how you get there. There's
do my best to walk around anything that's not the red goo, because I'm afraid I'm gonna fall into that shit. And I like my boots.
all right.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yep. You I'm gonna actually I'm gonna let you keep that athletics roll of 9 with the throw, because it all sort of comes together as a single sort of action. You begin to step lightly around that goo towards the lady.
Okay.
And as you reach her, not an arm so much, but some type of weird appendage bursts from the amber and breaks away a big chunk of that waxiness, and you see something that resembles a human. Half human. It's got flesh, but it's also that flesh has been eaten away, and some of it's starting to turn into that sort of weird, crusty chitin stuff that resembles the outer shell of those bugs. Kill me.
Sounds good. I take my knife and jam it inside.
Give me a fighting roll, please.
I don't have any of that, so secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. That's a critical fail.
Oh no, a crit.
Well, I'm gonna use a red.
Okay.
I'll use a red. Use another red. That is still a fail, but not a critical. Because I didn't do the -2
Oh, okay.
for being untrained.
Gotcha. Your knife glances off of that hard sort of bug shell that half of his face has become, and he just continues to beg you, "Please kill me."
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it right after this, and I'm gonna go over to the lady and try to break her out with my knife.
Oh God!
Shout out to Ixo, thanks for the follow.
Nice. Oh God, please. She notices you coming. Oh God! Get me out, please help me, please.
I'm gonna do the best I can to get her out of it. I don't know if it's still that same, if it's like crusted
It's
the same, or
it's the more of it's halfway between wax and the goo, so it's very sticky.
well, it's a proper pelt knife, so it should go through pretty.
Okay, yeah.
I just shouldn't have to chip at it. I should be able to.
It starts to cut through it for sure, but it cuts through it the same way it would cut through like a dried rawhide.
I'll roll athletics again just to muscle through it.
Dig it.
There you go.
Yeah. You get her arms free first, and she starts to pull at her legs as well.
You gotta be quiet because we gotta fucking run. You understand?
Yes, please, yes. Thank you. You continue to pull at that. Mr. Reverend Fullerton, sir.
Okay,
You come across
2 questions real quick.
Yes, sir.
One, I seem to have forgotten what time of day it is, just for visual sake.
By this point, it is later in the afternoon. The sun has not yet set. It's still in the sky, but it is. Let's just say the light is starting to become a little warmer. It's getting
4:07.
There you go. 4:07. I like it. Yes, and fuck it.
And then second question, would the rest of the party hear the cartridge going off?
They're not super loud.
Yep, they're not super loud. I would say, tell you what, I would like Dr. Mathis and Mr. Hayes to give me a notice roll, please.
Yes, sir. No.
It really is that whoosh. It's bright as shit, for sure.
Yep, Dr. Mathis, you're just trying to keep your footing. You do not want to slip and fall on any of this stuff. You're not having a good time.
She's not got good rock climbing boots on.
I'm being
She's got
poked
those, like,
in the boob by a whalebone corset, and it is uncomfortable. And fuck the patriarchy.
Take it off. Nobody gives a shit out here.
Also, I would have been polite and grabbed Mr. Hayes' rope after climbing up it.
I'll give that to you since I cut away from you before you could tell me. So yes, you have his rope. Buford does he hears a whoosh, and you do notice a bit of a flash out where you know these bugs are. But you're not you can not yet see anything. You haven't reached that point yet.
Well, it appears our friend, Mr. Gunn, has done exactly what he said he wasn't going to do and got himself involved.
Oops.
I do that.
It's called oopsie doopsie.
Oopsie doopsie.
Oopsies.
I suggest we try to hurry if we can.
All right.
I may move on a bit ahead of you here, Doctor.
Will, you have seen what can come out of my hands. I will claw you in the eyeballs if you leave me.
Noted.
And the claws come out through a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel through the mountain.
Reverend sir, you
Yes.
creep along that edge and you look and you see all of the things. You see the bugs, you see the cows, you see the red waxy substance. You do not, from that vantage point, you do not see the good deputy. There's a bit of a fire coming from across the first patch of red in that sort of island of stone. You do see a bit of smoke.
Jeez. Okay. So I apologize. I'm trying to figure out what my character would do, not knowing the information. He was told that the deputy went this way, so I think he would continue looking for him. Just don't know how he would go about doing that. Maybe like I think maybe he would continue to scan along the cliffside. Where did I come from?
You came from along the top of the canyon, and you're hugging. I assume that we're hugging sort of the edge, so that you can see down inside.
I hope this isn't metagamey, but I think it would make a certain amount of sense for him to continue to keep scanning along down the bottom bit down the cliff.
Okay.
So that he's currently on, because reasonably, if you can't see him.
Yep. Nope. It makes total sense. So yep, as you come around. Give me. I would like you to give me a notice roll at this point, please.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Why do I keep forgetting what that is? All right. It's the single most rolled thing. I'm going to use a white.
Wow.
Oh, hot damn.
Time seems to slow down as you look down at the bottom of the canyon. And here's what you see. You see two bugs heading towards that smoke. You see another bug further up the canyon, headed coming from essentially a spring with water. You can see it dip its maw into the water and come back up, and it started to come back towards you. You also look down directly from where you are, and you see Deputy Gunn. What looks like he's trying to free a woman from the goo.
I look for somewhere to tie off my borrowed rope.
There, with that notice roll, this particular spot in on top of the canyon, it's pretty bare. It's sort of flat rocked. The best you find is a crack or a small crevice at the very top of that canyon wall, just where you're looking down.
This is gonna be fun. All right, I'm gonna peek over that ledge, and I'm just gonna kind of and lower the rope.
All right, Deputy. Let's see if you notice his, shall we?
If he doesn't hear it, he's going to be very confused when a rope hits him in the face.
I'm kind of fucking busy right now, nerd.
Yes, you notice no but you do feel something smack the back of your head and almost take your hat off. And there above you see a rope dangling, and you see a bald noggin poking out from on top of the canyon.
I will immediately tie off the end of the rope around this lady.
All right. Cut 2. Buford, did you indeed leave Dr. Mathis? Or did you stay with her?
I stayed with her.
All right. At this point, the two of you come to the edge of that canyon, and you look down, and you can see all of those things. I'd like you to go ahead and give me a notice. Let's see how much you notice.
6.
I can't roll for shit today. I'm gonna close it and open it again.
There you go. The good doctor, you're still not comfortable up there. You've got those weird 3-inch little spiky heel things, and it's like not working in this particular terrain for you. Sorry.
3 inches? Good lord.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. You don't probably, but you know. Buford, though, you see the red, you see the bugs, you hear the screeching of the bugs. You see some smoke down south of you. You even see the good Reverend lying on his belly, poking his head out over the edge of the canyon. You do not see the deputy at this point with that roll.
So can I tell if where he threw that thing, is it still burning?
It is smoking. It's a black smoke, though.
Okay, but can I tell that it's the red stuff that was burning?
No.
No. Okay.
As you watch, you see one of the spiders, the bug creatures, headed towards that smoke as well.
Right. To the good doctor, I say, well, if a little bit of smoke like that and a little bit of noise, a little bit of flash got their attention, I can only imagine what a nice stick of dynamite would do.
Where do you think the best place to set it off would be?
Well, I think the furthest away from us, away from them, as possible. So I'm thinking, you see where those cattle are down there by the red, just to the north here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the closest we can get to that, the better. How's your pitching arm?
Piss poor.
Or it really restricts movement.
Also, I'm a scientist, not an athlete.
What is the? Can I get a distance check there?
You are talking about these cows?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to throw them at the cow. I want to throw it like where the ramp kind of is going up.
Okay, so somewhere in this area?
Yeah. Further down.
Down in there?
Yeah, just north of that.
So right here?
Yeah, right there.
Right there? Okay. Yeah, so you're looking at about 80 yards.
Yeah, I don't think my pitching arm's that good. I'm still gonna have to climb down.
Right below you, you do see sort of a outcropping of rocks. It is something that you feel like you. It looks like something that could be climbed down. Not easily, but you could do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to climb down.
All right, athletics roll, please.
Yeah. And I will use.
A lot of low rolls today.
Yep. Using a chip, and we will try this again.
Burning through those bennies like that fire's going to burn through this valley.
Oh, Mr. Hayes.
One more attempt.
All right. Yep, here we go. You are not meant
It's not meant to do it.
to make it down this without stumbling. Yep, you put a foot down on a hold that you think is safe and sturdy. It is not. It slips, and you take a nice tumble down the side of that rubble. I'm gonna roll some falling damage for you. Let's see what happens. What is your toughness, sir?
Toughness is 5.
All right. You make it down. You're a bit scraped and bruised, but you are in fairly good. Well, you're in decent shape. You can still move freely. It hurt a bit, but you're fine.
Are you all right?
Oh yeah. I just hurt my pride a little bit more than anything else.
I don't judge. I like you the best out of all of them.
But I do appreciate that. I would suggest you probably don't try climbing down here.
Good call. Good call.
What is next, sir? We'll stick with you for a little bit.
Then I'm going to go north and around the little curve there.
All right, you come around here.
Yep.
All right.
And then my plan is to toss it in the same area that I
So right in here. Very good.
done before.
Doctor? Mm-hmm. Anything you would like to do?
I would like to keep an eye out, make sure there's no bug guards. I would like to pull a Dynamite Dan with my flamethrower. Just sort of lay down and be ready to snipe anything that comes to harm my friend Buford.
Lovely. At this time, then, I will have you make let's have you make a notice roll.
5.
You do see a bug creature crawling up and cresting on top of that little plateau. You see that one come up, and at this point, I would like you to make a spirit roll for me, please.
Oh, 2 raises. That's a 13.
You feel you feel a swelling inside of you, and you get a bit of a tinkle, and you shake that shit off.
Stop it. Not right now. Not right now.
And you actually feel a little after that, you feel a little empowered. You do. All right. Back cut to You've just wrapped that rope around the woman's waist. What would you like to do, gentlemen? We're back to Mr. Gunn, Deputy Gunn, and Reverend Fullerton.
I'll go up to, because I believe it is more than just the Reverend there.
Mm.
So I'm gonna go. Go. Fuck. Yeah, Jesus freak, go.
Right. I would be. My plan after lowering the rope was actually to find that crack that you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Dig my heels into it.
Mm.
Real tight.
Yep.
Say a little something, and then pull with all my might to help people climb, or if someone is. I was thinking climb, but he was thinking tie. So we'll see what happens.
Hey, let's go ahead and role play that saying a little something for me, please.
All right. The Lord is the everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary, and he gives his understanding no one can fathom. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak.
I'd like you to make a faith roll, please.
Seven.
You feel the Holy Spirit welling within you, sir.
Holy fucking spirit.
And do you start pulling?
I do.
I would like you to let's make it an athletics roll, and I will give you a +1 to your roll.
Faith +1.
God didn't take his juice this morning. God damn.
No raises, so.
You're no raises.
Ended up being a 5.
All right. You start hauling something up. Deputy, you see the woman start to sort of help. She's helping climb the side of that mountain, holding that rope.
Okay, go. I'm gonna go around.
I'd like everyone, except for the good Reverend, to make a notice roll, please.
5.
4.
Do I notice something that could perhaps be an underground getaway of any kind?
A secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Some passageway of a clandestine nature.
Secret tunnel.
You all see one of the bugs scramble quickly up the side of that rock island in the middle of that stuff, and dump a maw full of water onto wherever that smoke was coming from, and it immediately goes out.
Have a go.
They all scream at each other for a little bit, and they start to disperse. And Deputy, you see one of those bugs coming back your way.
Hayes, go, Hayes.
Buford.
Also, there's a bug.
Back to Buford.
Yes, it is my intention to throw the stick of dynamite down into just in front of, right there.
Just into this area?
Just in that area.
You're not going into this area? You're keeping it into the red? You're into the goo? You're keeping it outside of the goo?
Do it. No, do it. It's what you would have done. Do it.
Yeah, but am I doing it because I know that you were able to set it on fire? So that's why I'm contemplating.
That's true.
So I mean, perchance it should roll in that area. That's fine. But
So you're
I was just thinking of throwing it in that area.
All right, you're just going to chuck it into this area here. So let's do this. We'll make a throwing roll. So that's an athletics. Five. All right. You throw that stick of dynamite.
Oh, by the way, I light it before I throw it.
I'm very glad you said that.
Throw the up!
Off of your cigarello that you have had lit and in your mouth this whole time.
Lit? He never lights those things.
He just
That's
chews
pure.
on it.
That's how you die.
You light it up and you give it a throw. Now here's what we're gonna do. I would like you to roll a d6. And evens, it stays out of the red goo. Odds, it goes into the red goo. Even. You throw it, it bounces off of the side of the canyon and bounces back a little bit towards you. Into the center of the canyon, and that fuse is slowly beginning to burn down.
And then I take a step behind that pillar that I'm standing next to. I assume that's a pillar.
Yep, there's a little sort of outcropping here, so you step down behind it like so. Very good. Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do at this point? You see a bug beginning to come around that outcropping, that other sort of pile of rubble towards the steps towards you. You've just seen him throw the thing.
I'm gonna unleash my fire, my flamethrower at it.
Unleash the fury!
It's fireball time.
I didn't ask how big the goddamn room was.
I cast fireball with my flamethrower.
Flamethrower! Ranged attack. Roll
I'm really
shooting,
a fan
please.
of the fact that we managed to work in fireball in the Savage Worlds as well. Big fan.
That's a 4.
All right, nice. A burst of flame comes out of that thing, and it's like drawing a line. You just draw a line from where you're at to that creature, and it whatever that stuff is just covers that thing, and it is on fire. And at that point, the dynamite goes off. Back to Reverend. The dynamite has exploded. Did we lose Mike?
Well, if we lost him completely, we wouldn't have the stream.
I'm doing
going
a thing.
anymore.
Shut up.
Oh, you're doing a thing. Okay, good.
It makes me concerned when he's doing a thing and turn his camera off.
Yes.
The feeling we're all thankful it's off.
It was fun that it went off when the explosion happened.
An explosion went. I think he planned it that way.
I think so. Reverend, you pull. You keep pulling. You're pulling and you're pulling. And, yes, up over the top of, over the edge, a woman reaches up. She's waving a hand, trying to find some place to grab. And you pull her up over the edge. And she scrambles on and behind you.
Where's the deputy?
He's still down there. He's still down. He saved my life. He's still down there.
Run. Don't look back.
She quickly tries to she's trying to untie the rope. She unties the rope and begins to run.
Point towards the wagon. There's a wagon. Get to it. And then I then I kind of try and look over the edge carefully, not to poke my head up too high, in order to try and see if I can find the deputy.
You look down, deputy.
Hello.
Deputy. You've just seen the woman scramble up over the top of the.
I am going to make a fucking break for the way I came down, basically the foliage into that lower cliff, and then try to work my way up.
Awesome.
Then I'm no longer and totally worried about stuff.
Yes. That explosion happens, and as you're running towards that ledge, you see all of the bugs that were coming toward you reverse direction and start to head towards that explosion.
Does it light the goo on fire?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Okay, because I'm not that fast, I'll be honest.
So we've just
I'll go
had an
fast.
explosion here. I am going to let's look
I guess
at
my
our
agility's high as shit. Never mind.
radius template here.
Can I roll athletics to see if I get through? Get out of there or whatever.
Yes. Go ahead and give me an athletics roll. We'll see how long. Yeah, we'll see if you make it.
You
5?
can give me negatives if you would like, because I'm not. I would probably run into the goo. I'll be honest with you, because I'm just trying to get out of there.
I don't. Is that 5 your roll?
Yeah. Do you want to give me negatives? I'll re-roll if you want
Nah,
to give me
no,
negatives.
I don't think at this point. No negatives incurred there. You with that 5, you do avoid the goo. But it's not going to. Accidentally clicked something I didn't want to click.
Porn.
You find yourself having a bit of trouble getting up to that first level. As you're working on that, so you got so that explosion happened here. What are the rules on dynamite, Patrick?
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out here if
All
I
right.
can.
They're rather explosive.
What is their radius of explosion? That is the question. I got where's my sheets here? There they are. Oh man, I accidentally closed it.
If only I could remember this from Undeadwood.
Right.
Laura, do you remember what happened with the dynamite on Undeadwood?
No.
Here we go. Dynamite, 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 dynamite.
Thrown weapons with blast effect.
Gear notes. There's dynamite. Okay, range. Okay, 2d6 stick. Radius. All right, it's a plus 1 inch radius. So we go out +1. That's a grid cell one. That's the wrong one. This is kind of a cool little tool once you figure out what things are supposed to do. There's our 10. Okay.
Back.
There we go. There is your explosion. That explosion does actually touch a little bit of the red ember, and I'm going to let the dice decide if it starts it on fire or not. It does not start on fire.
I had to
Buford,
pee.
go pee.
I did.
Okay, you peed.
I just got back.
Okay, good deal. You're back. Buford, what you have there is a some stones and some dust. You see those fly up, and you turn, and you see a shot of flame shoot out from Dr. Mathis's location and covers a bug and starts it on fire down in front of you. What do you do?
Well, I have another stick of dynamite.
I like it.
I'm going to hold on to it, though.
No. Let loose the dogs of war.
Instead,
Cry havoc and
what I do is,
let loose the hogs of war.
for the critter that is on fire,
Yes.
I think I want to add a little bit of electricity to that as well.
The fire doesn't seem to be stopping it much, but it is certainly screaming. But because of that explosion, again, most of those bugs are trying to figure out what the hell that was. Cast your spell, bro.
All right. So that's shooting. 8. Oh, just barely.
Nice. And would you like to roll damage, please?
Yes. I'm looking at how many power points I want to expend on that. Cast up to 3. Okay, so I'm going to expend 2 power points on that, which gives me a 4-6.
I don't know about you.
18 with 3
You
raises.
better, bitch.
Bitch, I hope you fucking do.
Yeah, 3 raises. That thing is on fire. It is hurtling itself towards where that fire came from. Your electricity shoots from your fingers, and this thing explodes.
Jesus, Emperor Palpatine.
It was essentially what happens is I hold a card between my index and my middle finger, and I fling it.
You flung a card.
And the card
It spun up.
spins, building up the electrical force as it goes, and hits him square in the noggin.
And you actually first hear a hissing, like steam escaping, a kettle. And little flaming bits of bug fall all over the place. Ew. Back to the good deputy. You've scrambled up on top.
I wasn't watching Secret Tunnel again.
Reverend, give me a notice roll, please.
Very well.
Wait, has everything exploded?
Everything has exploded.
Okay.
Nothing
I'm going
is...
to do a thing
Okay.
for me because I have decided I want something to come out of this.
All right. Lovely.
I'm sorry to cut into your thing, Phil. As it all explodes in the fire and stuff like that, some of the stuff flops up on me, okay? And now there is... Look at my picture. It hits me in the face.
You got a little goo on you.
No, I'm burned.
You're burned? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
you got totally burned.
That's what I've been working on for like an hour.
You fucking twat waffle.
Did you just make yourself Zuko?
Yes.
He just made himself fucking Zuko.
My character was already Zuko. Fuck you.
Secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel. Oh, you guys. You're so crazy. Phil, is that your 7 notice?
It is.
You see the good deputy scramble up onto that little ledge there, and you notice that he's got a little chemical burn on the side of his face from where the red goo got up on him.
Is the all right. I'm gonna move over to near him and cover his ascent.
I'm giving myself a wound, by the way.
All right. That wound is not from that piece being on fire. It just we'll call it a chemical burn, essentially.
Are there bugs that are all the bugs leaving?
All the bugs have headed towards the dynamite explosion.
Oh shit! If all the bugs are leaving, I would just offer him a hand up.
I would take the hand up.
All right, with that hand up, yep, you're both safely on the top of that canyon wall.
I'm burning! I'm burning! I'm burning!
Hold on. Oh Lord help us! And I'm trying to use something to like a cloth to kind of wipe away the chemicals. And I'd get a little bit of water from a water flask and try and slap that on there.
Right. You get it as clean as you can, certainly. With your water and your hanky. Carry a hanky.
I know it hurts, son, but we got to move.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'd follow him.
All right. You guys start back towards the horse.
Back towards the wagon.
Very good. All right. Back up to Dr. Mathis and Mr. Hayes. That thing has just exploded, and there's little bits of burning bug all over the place.
Nicely done.
Can I see where the rest of the critters are at this point?
You can from as you come around, and your view is no longer obstructed. You can see that that the bugs, a lot of bugs actually, are starting to head down towards where that explosion happened, and they're screaming, their little bug heads off.
Well, then I decide to light the other stick of dynamite.
All right.
And I'm going to run down, just a little to the south in the west.
Okay.
And I'm going to be tossing it as close to those critters as possible. In the middle, if I can.
Right in this area? All right. Give me a, let's see, what do we got here?
Throwing is athletics.
Yep. Give me an athletics roll. Get down as close as you can to him, like down in that area.
Maybe using a chip.
All right.
No, I don't think I'll use a chip.
Holy shit balls.
Damn.
Oh, shit
Oh,
balls.
shit. No, that's not right. That's not right.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sorry.
That's too bad.
No, I still had my dice from the
Yep.
from the damage roll.
Gotcha.
Well, I'll still take that.
Still, holy shit. Yeah. All right. Tell you what. With that roll, tell me exactly where you want this thing, and what do you look like while you're throwing it?
I do I run up and I do a little spin just to pick up some momentum in the throw.
This is where you just put Patrick Mahomes clip real quick on stream.
And it's a perfect spiral, and it's going to land basically right in the middle of all the crit.
Right there.
Yeah. And I know I'm taking some cows with me, but I'm probably putting them out of their misery.
All right.
Well, and if one of them stays outside of the goo, we can just put it on the cart and have steak for dinner.
It's true.
That's
Burn ends.
That stick flies perfectly and lands butt first right into that waxy goo and embeds itself. It looks like a candle on a fucking birthday cake. And that fuse slowly begins to burn down.
And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start walking towards Dr. Mathis. That way, when the explosion happens, I'm walking away from it.
Yeah, in slow motion, please.
In slow motion.
Yeah. Slow motion walk. Boom. There seems to be a slight delay between the boom and the incredible flash of fire that happens after it. And because you're walking away from it, you don't particularly see it, but you feel the heat and you look fucking awesome. You look like a goddamn action movie hero. This ball of fire leaps up behind you. And of course, it's massive. Dr. Mathis, what you see is that entire spread of red just leap into flames like some type of, it reminds you of how quickly like a kerosene oil fire can get out of control. And it's just flaming heat. That's all you see. And of course, Buford walking towards you with this look on his face. Go, Buford.
So you like smelled a fart or some shit? What's going on with that?
Ooh, if I weren't a married woman.
Wow.
But in my mind, I'm thinking that fire didn't hurt them too much, so I'm not going to stick around just to see if they're dead.
There goes my hero.
Watch
him as he goes.
All right, give me just a quick athletics roll, please, to see if you can make it up the side of that thing without falling on your ass again.
7.
Lovely. You're able to scale up and join the good doctor.
32, 42, 32.
The good doctor has that look on her face.
Now that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I saved a human life. So, whatever.
Oh, shit.
Got my face burned to shit. No, cool. He did a great job. He threw some shit into a puddle. Did a great job.
All right. Behind you, Buford, you finally turn and you see that, you see flame everywhere. But you still hear a bunch of screeches.
You go.
Was I at it? I don't even think I'm there. I think I'm just talking to.
Yeah, I think you guys.
Okay, I'm not even there. Shut. Forget. Sorry.
You guys are running down along the edge back towards the wagons.
No.
And as a matter of fact, Buford, you are your instincts were correct. You can actually see some movement inside of those flames where we have some bugs that are starting to come out of that. They're disoriented. They're not working together. They don't. Yeah, they just seem to be on fire, running the fuck all over the place. It's as if you dumped a bunch of kerosene on an anthill and watched them burn.
I'm assuming that those aren't the only ones that are around here, so I think maybe we should head back to the wagon post haste.
The good doctor is dealing with her own.
Sorry. My dog is being needy and is scratching the table because I'm not paying attention to him.
Puppies.
What happened?
Some of the critters are still walking around down there, so I'm assuming that we should probably get back to the wagon post haste.
Yes, let's run. Let's do that.
Yes, you all run. Everyone's running. Everybody's doing stuff and things. I will have you all make an athletics roll.
Good. Hey, 5, I'll take it.
Stands to reason, yes.
9.
I'm running like I just got lit on fire because I fucking did.
Cause you did. That's what happened. Yes. You are. You guys are slowed down. Deputy, Reverend, you guys are slowed down a bit by helping the woman.
We
Caught up to her pretty quickly.
No.
Yep.
No.
She's doing. She's holding her own, but she's just been through an ordeal.
Oh man, it's too bad for her.
Yep, everybody did a fine job. You all make it back to the wagon. Your horses are still there. They're obviously jumpy. And role play.
We gotta get the fuck out of here now. Ah, shit.
Oh, Lord, I know I'm asking you for quite a lot here. Sorry, Deputy, I know you don't like this stuff. But you who revere my name, the Sun of Righteousness will rise with healings in its rays. And I just kind of try and pray over his burnt face.
Give me a faith roll.
Simple 4.
With that 4, let me ask you this: have I given you healing yet as a religious? What do they call that in this game?
Edge.
As a holy spell or whatever.
Hand grenade.
As of right now, the Reverend is not aware of any supernatural powers that he might have.
Very good. Deputy, hearing those words, the stinging seems to lessen.
I don't believe in the same God as him. Is that different?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
You are still wounded, but the pain has been eased.
I'm not trying to waste too much of our time here. Just get up on Mr. Biscuits. We gotta go.
Biscuits run behind.
Get the deputy in the wagon, and I jump up behind him, and I will grab.
No, Carson, I'm fine. Go.
She is perfectly fine and not.
It
burned.
changes him, Mathis. The goo changes him. Look at her.
I'm gonna look at her.
Roll. Give me some weird science roll when you look at her. Give me weird science. She.
I thought we could line up on this like a while ago.
I'm gonna use one of my bennies. 5.
All right. She has, at this point, she has sat down and she's pulling, what is it that, the bloomers, I guess, underneath her dress. She seems, the petticoat. She's pulling them. She's trying to pull it off. She's ripping at it. And you see with that 5, you looking at her legs. Her legs have been, there's a burn, very similar to the burns that are on the good deputy's face. The skin on her legs has begun to burn, maybe change a little bit. It doesn't look good, and she's obviously in pain. Charlie, is Charlie okay? Please tell me Charlie's okay.
Somebody drive these horses. I'm gonna deal with these two. I'm gonna cast healing on her legs. 17. That's a weird science roll. That is a 10 with a raise.
Nice.
So I heal her 2 wounds.
Very good. Yep.
However you would like to.
You actually see the change happen on her legs when you do that. The skin, it almost seems like the skin is beginning to regrow.
Good. This should heal up nicely. And now your face. And I go to heal the deputy. That's a 4, so heal 1 wound on the deputy.
That would put me back to normal. Unless scarring, game master.
This is I feel like this is a bit of a narrative bit. I will, if you would like to keep the scar, I will allow it.
This Photoshop is real bad. I'd like to keep some of it.
Okay.
I don't have Photoshop on this computer. We'll just say that. On the other computer over there.
Okay. The skin and the edges begins to fill back in, but around the eye and along the edge, there's still the faint redness of is still there. Absolutely, you can still see it.
It's gonna scar our deputy, but I can take you to where I got my eye patch.
I can see.
I wonder if the good Reverend will let you borrow his salve.
I'm okay. I can see.
All right, who's driving the wagon since the good doctor's giving it up?
Mr. Hayes, lead my horse if you can. And I just kind of throw the rein over to him where he's, I assume, saddled up and ready to leave by now. And I hop up to the wagon and start driving the team.
All right. Everyone agree? Anything else anyone would like to do? All right. Yep, you begin working your way
Who's driving?
out.
Sorry, who's driving again? I missed that. Okay.
The good Reverend. So in the wagon, we have the good Reverend driving. We've got Deputy Gunn, Dr. Mathis, and Carol all in the back of the wagon. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You find yourselves coming out of that cavern. At this point, you look back and you can see the black smoke from deeper in the cavern starting to fill the sky behind you as you leave. You emerge from the canyon. Where would you like to go?
Well, we sent the family with the other horses and wagon back to Kachiti, so
No, we gotta ride for the army. We gotta burn that whole cavern to death. No stopping.
shouldn't we return this poor woman to her family first?
Drop her off quick. We gotta get back, Doctor.
Oh, absolutely. I agree. We just need to not bring this woman with us.
There's dozens of these people like her in there. They're turning them into them. We gotta burn that whole fucking cavern.
Lord.
Fly, Cinnamon.
So, dropping her off through where? Grachiti?
I think that's where we sent the family.
Yep. Drop her off in Kachiti.
All
Keep
right.
straight on to Santa Fe.
All
Stop
right.
in Kachiti. They got. Am I wrong? They have telegraph there, right?
They do. They have a telegraph there. Yes, you're correct. They have.
No,
they-
I remember that being a thing.
Yep. They sent. They did.
We got to
send
stop in
word
Kachiti.
there.
They got telegraph. We can send it ahead.
On the drive from the canyon to Kachiti, if that idea comes up, I will have Carol be in charge of that. Carol, we're going to drop you in Kachiti. You can be with your family, but we need you to send a telegraph to Santa Fe telling them that we're coming and we need an army. What else do we need to say, Deputy?
Coordinates on the. Hayes, you got Bill's map still?
Do I still have the map?
Pretty sure Hayes had it. Yeah.
Now there was a map, and the last people that were. I mean, Bill had a map. Did you guys ask him for the map back at the Carlson Ranch?
I thought we took it the night before.
Oh, yep, you're correct.
Yeah.
You
we
did take it. Yep,
We
you
did.
did take it. That is correct. Thank you for that. So yes,
I mean, I could be wrong here, but
no, I'm pretty sure. I remember you guys talking that through. So let's
Buford, give me the map. We can do coordinates. We can figure this out.
Go ahead and pull the map out of my satchel. Hand it on over to the deputy.
Can I roll survival?
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Let's do. Yeah, let's make the map stuff a survival roll. That makes a
Or
bunch of
common knowledge. I guess that's the only other thing that makes sense.
sense.
Survival?
Yeah, let's
Or
do
common?
survival.
Okay.
We'll keep that. I don't think there's
Well,
anything specific about maps.
I'm motivated, I guess.
Wow. Yeah, you through the different points of reference, you're pretty damn sure you know exactly where that which canyon you went in and came out of. So once
Carol, you remember this? Carol, you remember this? I told her the numbers.
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah, of course.
It's your job to send them to hell, Carol.
I'll send word. I promise that.
Hey, you look at me. You save everyone. You do this right. You send them to hell. You understand?
I understand. I do.
I leave her alone after that.
Right, you guys ride hard through the rest of the afternoon, at least as hard as that wagon can take it. Quick notice roll from everybody.
Seven.
11.
I'm in my own headspace.
Yep. As you ride, as you push hard, you do notice behind you that Jack is shadowing you. Just, popping from place to place, from bush to bush, but definitely shadowing you. As the sun begins to come down, as it sets behind you, you pull in to the into Kachiti. Obviously, you're coming from the west, east into town. Where do you pull up?
Rev, you're driving. That's on you.
Pull up the telegraph. That would be in the post office, I assume.
The telegraph is indeed in the only sort of quasi government building. That is.
I would pull up to there.
All right. As you begin to pull through town, you have to pull past the livery in order to get there. You see people starting to come out to see what's going on. You pull up. You pull up to that building, and as you stop, oops, come on, let's do this. Yep. So you guys are right in here. As you stop, you see Bill Mathis. I'm sorry. Shit. What was his last name? You see
Mason.
Bill
Mason.
Thank you. You see Bill come out to greet you along with the mayor.
That's true, right, Laura? Mason.
Yeah.
Mason, yeah. It's definitely not Bill Mathis.
Nope.
I don't
Yeah,
Mathis.
okay. Mason. I see it in my notes now.
Yep. People start to come out to greet you.
Your brother, Bill Mathis.
Oh, thank God you're safe. What happened out there? Oh my God. He notices Carol. Carol!
She got a job to do. Find her fucking family.
Right. She
Carol,
jumps
go.
out of the wagon and immediately goes into the post office. Bill takes off back in the direction that he came. The mayor, what happened out there? Are you all right?
Peachy.
You can ask Carol about it if you'd like. We must go post haste.
Where are you all headed?
Them soldiers arrive yet from Santa Fe?
Not as of yet. We don't expect them until later in the evening.
Gather everyone in 1 to 2 buildings. Everyone in the whole fucking town. All the guns you got, too.
Are you going to tell me what's going on here?
They don't like fire. Use fire. We're getting the army.
Jesus name. Oh, Christ. We'll do what you say. He takes off. Gathers his cronies together. Starts barking orders.
Dr. Mathis,
Mm.
how bad's my face?
Well, it's a long way from your heart. You'll live. If you're worried about whether or not you're good looking, you weren't before. You're fine. It's going to be fine. You might have a little scar up around the eye, but you're all right. I'm anticipating your concern is it becoming more bug-like. It didn't appear to be as far along as her legs. I think...
She gonna turn in one of those?
I don't think so.
She walks out, I'm gonna put a bullet in her fucking eye.
I don't think so. I think she'll be fine. When I medicined her legs, the skin seemed to be growing back and not in a plate fashion.
Here's a dozen people down there. People turning into fucking bugs.
Turning into bugs. Really?
Yeah, Reverend, do you need a shot of whiskey? Your voice there sounded a little different.
Just a stressful situation. A lot of dust in the throat. Hiccup over my water skin.
Yeah, when I get dust in the throat, I start sounding British. So it's common. It's a common reaction.
Good joke. Funny joke.
Deputy, there's got some salve in my in the pack on my horse. Might help you out. I know it helps me.
I would look directly at Reverend. You ask your God to help me one more time. You and I are gonna have a talk.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Doctor. My mama lost some of her sight later on in life. Can you look at my eye when we have a minute?
Well, we've got a ways to travel before we get to Santa Fe. I'll look at your eye right now while it's still light out.
Thank you.
What would you like me to roll to look at his eye?
Well,
Weird science, regular science?
it would be more of a regular science roll, I think.
All right. Holy, 2 raises. Yeah. I see. Nice. So we've all discovered now what kind of doctor I am. I'm a fucking optometrist.
With that roll, you can tell him exactly the day he is going to start to form cataracts in that eye.
At this point, I think we've proven through your roles that you should be a medical doctor. You're lying about all that stuff.
Can't notice a goddamn thing, but you can do forensic pathology on all the blood splatters. And
I can heal a woman's legs, and I can tell when you're going to go blind, son.
Yeah, right. Oh, yes. You can certainly very confidently tell him that his eye will be fine.
I will, as I'm looking, I'm going to say now, I only studied a bit on optometry in school. I'm going to need to get relatively close to your face. So just so you know, I'm not coming in for like a smoochy smooch or anything. I just need to get nice and close to your eye.
Don't flatter yourself, doctor.
As she gets closer to you, I'd like you to, let's just go ahead and make it a notice roll, please.
5.
Something doesn't smell right.
That'd be Gunn's skin.
There's a lot of dead skin on here. and
Something
just clean
smells
that up.
a little. Something's reminds you of the smell of death.
Well, looks like the burn may have hit the lower lid, but no real damage to the eye itself. You've got many good years of seeing ahead of you.
I talk to you real close, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You tell me why you smell like something I shouldn't trust. And I'll tell you a secret.
Like I said before, I've been completely truthful with you boys.
And why you
I can't die.
Now that they can't hear me, I killed Willie McGee. I killed Billy, or what's his name?
Whitey McGee?
I killed Whitey McGee. He didn't try to escape. There's a treasure, Dr. Mathis. A treasure you might want to know about.
If it's Ghost Rock
No,
or my husband,
no. Why would wolf demons chase a common criminal?
enlighten me.
Are we friends, Dr. Mathis?
I just told you my biggest secret. I think we're friends.
There's a way to control them bugs. And I know how to find it.
Dun dun dun.
And that's what you killed Whitey McGee for?
I killed him because he deserved to die. I'd have brought him back to Santa Fe. I'd have put him through a trial. And he'd have served for theft, which had been labor. You don't steal cattle and people live. Just out here, they don't always claim certain cattle hands as workers, especially if they're native or darker. I ain't a fan of people that don't like native. You understand me?
That I do. So how do you feel about people who have died and came back?
My name is Shenang Wav. I ain't never met him, but I heard.
What was the first part that you said?
Shenang said plenty of Shenang Wav.
Ah, okay.
I ain't never met him, but I heard.
I'm not familiar with the native culture. From my research, they call them harrowed.
The white call him harrowed. When they try to convert the language.
I hope you'd be willing to tell me more about that. Not the white converting in language. I know that they do that, and it's unfortunate. But more about what I am assuming is your culture.
I killed Whitey. I set him up and I shot him in the back of his head. If he'd have served trial, he'd have went to the colonel. And I like y'all. Even the Rev. I don't like Colonel no more. You understand?
Oh, I do. Can't say I'm a fan of him either.
And I can't have him talking. Anybody talking to Colonel. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Good to hear my I'll be fine.
Well, you know, if you had ended up with just one, I get along fine.
It's my it's important when shooting depth perception. You got to know where they're at.
Don't you close one eye when you shoot anyway?
You close an eye when you're shooting? Don't do. You got two. God gave you two. Don't do that. We're gonna talk about shooting. Don't close an eye.
I only have one eye now. I don't really have much of a choice now, do I?
I wasn't thinking. I apologize immensely.
Mr. Hayes and the good Reverend, you hear this exchange happening in the wagon.
I would hear the yelling part. Yes.
Yes.
While I'm driving the wagon, I would not be doing my usual thing. I would not be singing any songs. I would just be looking around me very intently, focused on what I'm doing. I would not hear or even attempt to hear the whispered part because I wouldn't even know they were back there doing it, but I would definitely hear the yelling part.
Yes. Mr. Hayes, while all of that conversation was going on, what were you up to?
I was just following along on the horse, also leading the Reverend's horse.
Right. So you behind the wagon then?
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any
assume
possibility that I hear any of that conversation?
How close to the wagon are you?
I don't know, 10 feet.
10 feet? I'm going to, if you want to make a notice roll, but it will require a raise. They were pretty whispery. And he got his raise. Look at that. You did indeed hear bits and pieces of that. Enough to where you have a pretty good idea what you think's going on.
Now, if Mr. Biscuits is not currently part of the team on the wagon, I just assume that horse follows the deputy everywhere.
Indeed. Yep. He gallops up, next to the horses that are on the wagon, gives them side eye, and then canters out in front. So at this point, yes, you're being led by Mr. Biscuits, followed by the wagon, followed by Mr. Hayes and the good Reverend's horse. And I think at this point, 2 other horses, correct?
No, those horses were given to the people
that's right.
to get back to town.
Yeah, they were given back to the town. Good point. Good point. All right.
Biscuits.
He slows down.
You of another horse. I was just reminding you of another horse. Biscuits is there.
Yeah, Biscuits.
He said it before he sat down.
Yeah, before he sat down. He's out front. He's actually leading the way a little bit. And as you travel, the sun continues to lower behind you, casting some long, warm shadows out in front of you. And as you continue in the direction towards Santa Fe, you see a bit of dust rising in front of you. You don't yet see what's causing the dust, but you do see something is out in front of you.
I would always be keeping a very close watch as I'm going out there.
Yep.
Being somber but undistracted. Can I roll notice, see what I see beyond that?
Absolutely. Give me a notice roll.
Right.
See what you see.
Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and use that red to re-roll the critical fail.
All right. Very nice.
It's just normal.
All right. Normal notice roll. Yep. You see that dust coming. It's obviously the kind of dust that you expect when you with a group of something, either. But you certainly you certainly recognize it as a group of something coming riding kind of hard.
So a group heading on the same trail directly towards us.
It certainly feels that way.
All right, well, I don't mean to raise the alarm, but with our luck, at this point, I fear the worst. There's some people coming opposite us on the trail, coming hard. Shut up, Buford.
Buford, you still got that rifle? You're muted.
Yeah, I sure do have that rifle.
Take position.
Did you continue moving forward?
For a distance, yeah.
All right. As you continue to move forward,
Stop riding, Rev.
you all see that cloud of dust, and as you pay attention, you can see figures look like mounted figures riding towards you. At this point, you can't tell how many.
Okay. I'm sorry. What did you say, Mike? In character.
Don't stop riding, Rev. No matter
Don't stop.
what. We can talk in close, at slow. You come to a stop, they got us dead. Biscuits, come here.
Biscuits turns his head, stops, and just waits for you to catch up to him.
I jump on Biscuits. I'm fine. Shut up. Just ride.
Gives you a side eye.
Just ride.
Starts going. As you continue to go forward, so does that cloud of dust. And as you both get closer and closer, you notice that there are a total of 6 riders.
How many soldiers they said they sent? Any y'all remember?
Believe
5
it.
or 6, I thought.
Might be them.
It becomes
Santa Fe Cavalry!
They continue to ride forward.
Dr. Mathis, have one of them guns at the ready.
I think
Always do.
I think the telegram said 4.
Santa Fe Cavalry! Declare yourselves!
They don't seem to slow down, but you can see one of them actually raises a small flag. Because of the way that the light is shining, you can, and because it's coming basically from behind you, it lights that flag up just like that. And you can see that it is indeed a Confederate flag.
Don't shoot. They're heading to Cachiti. I'm gonna take my badge off. And I'm gonna try to hold it in the light so it shines a bit.
You can tell they spread out just a little bit from the grouping that they were in. Reverend, you remember as a soldier that that is protocol. They continue to ride towards you.
I would. Okay. The Reverend would hold the reins and ride as normal, but would still have his sidearm scooched up for easy access.
They come right out in front of you, and they stop and wait for you to come to them.
Santa Fe soldiers, yeah?
That's right, Lieutenant Anthony Briggs.
Deputy Francis Gunn, Santa Fe.
Deputy, what brings you out here?
Chasing them monsters, sir.
Them the
Soldier.
same monsters that Cachiti was
Bug
messaging
monsters. Bug monsters, yes. We sent ahead a telegram from Cachiti. You need to set up at the livery. It has angles on the town.
He rides up, the lieutenant. He's obviously, the guy in charge. He rides right up to the to your wagon. Why don't we all just calm down here for a second? Tell me what's going on there, deputy.
Look at my eye. You tell me to calm down one more goddamn time.
He looks at the Reverend. Reverend, would you like to give this a try?
We investigated the happenings at Cochiti, which led us to a canyon. In that canyon, where the bug creatures described, they were taking people, seemed to be putting them in some strange red goo.
The red goo turns people into the bugs. I ain't lying to you.
Its exact nature is clearly sinister, but not entirely clear to us. But
I shoot a look at Reverend after that one.
those people are in great danger, and so are you if you go there unprepared. You're going to need an army. There's a lot of those things.
I told them to hold up in the 2 biggest buildings, whole town. You can keep those buildings safe, secure. They'll live through the night. Fire hurts the bugs. They don't like it.
You're telling me that you have found the hive or the lair.
Yes, and we're heading back to tell them about it.
So you're headed back.
We sent a telegraph hours ago, or rather, someone who we brought from there is sent a telegraph hours ago.
I see.
To your headquarters. You would have headed out before it arrived. Gave the coordinates of the hive.
Very well.
They need you there to scare them off.
You need to protect that
Corporal.
town.
Corporal. Another soldier rides up. Keep the company moving. I will be there forthwith. The other 5 riders begin to continue to ride back towards Cochiti.
You ain't got much time. Not hit, so they're going to go for the town.
I'm not saying that you didn't experience something out there. I see the wound on the eye. But are you sure you're remembering everything clearly?
You call me a damn liar?
Never said that. I never said that. He looks at you, Doctor. Ma'am.
Sir, my name is Dr. Coraline Mathis, and I can vouch for everything this man is saying. I do have a PhD in science.
Every last one of these people saw what I saw.
Well, if you say what you saw is the truth, at this point I'll have to believe you. This world makes the war seem, well, where you riding back to Santa Fe?
We won't stop till we get there.
Very well. I'll trust you to make sure that word gets to where it's going. You travel fast, travel safe. I see God's with you. And he rides off after his
Godspeed.
After his small company.
I pull out my peacemaker and I hold it in his direction, but I don't fire.
Hey. Put that down.
I just need to know I could.
Sweetheart, I think you always know you could. We've seen you pull off some incredible things with that gun of yours.
I holster it.
I kind of give Francis a knowing look.
I don't think they heard a single fucking word we just said.
Wouldn't know the truth if you smacked him with it.
We gotta go though. I'm serious. We can't stop. Those people need to live. We can't stop.
All right. I saw that the good Reverend cracked the reins, and those horses, they respond. You riding hard? Anybody need to do anything on our way back to Santa Fe? Do you ride through the night?
I would like to when I feel like people aren't super close to me and anybody's allowed to roll notice on this, I would start to utter prayers to both the moon and the sun in peyote as we ride.
Let's have everybody take a notice roll.
That is a 7.
7.
6.
All of you do actually, you all notice that he seems to be using a language you're unfamiliar with. Or are you? Does anybody else?
Does anybody speak Aztecan?
Essentially.
Descendant of Aztec.
All right.
Honestly, if he's on a horse at a distance, uttering like kind of under his breath, I feel like it would require a raise for us to hear him.
You'd probably hear me saying something.
But it would just seem like muttering.
Good
probably.
point. Good point. So yes, that will you hear he's saying, he's uttering something, but you can't tell what it is. That's a great point. Excellent. So you ride hard through the night. Dr. Mathis, you are still in the back of the wagon, I assume. Reverend, you are driving.
Yes.
Buford and Deputy, you are riding your horses, correct?
Correct.
All right. I would like both. I mean, at this point, it's even riding hard. It's about almost 2 days ride. Well, not quite 2 days ride. It'd be we'll call it an 18-hour hard ride. Let's have our riders, our horse riders. I'd like you to make a riding roll, just to see if, as fatigue sets in, to see if anything might happen.
Very well. Use my last white chip.
And Doctor, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She got 7.
Okay.
Oh,
Doctor.
no, I didn't roll.
Yeah, since you're not actually driving. I'm gonna. What are you doing during this time?
I am probably just sitting in the back of the wagon, writing in my field notes.
Okay.
Any information that I picked up about the bugs, about my companions, about what is going on. I am taking notes.
And during this long ride, are you taking an opportunity to rest at all, or no?
I think I would be watching to see if the Reverend needs a rest, and if the Reverend feels like he needs a rest, I would offer to take his spot and not rest.
Reverend, are you interested in taking her up on that?
I'm fine for now, thank you. Perhaps you could rest now and we could take shifts.
All right.
All right then. Then
You guys-
I will sleep.
Okay. Very good. You guys ride hard. Sun sets all through the night. The horses, not a lot of light. You have your lantern light that pushes out in front, at least enough where you're not going to run into anything terrible. Sun rises, continuing on. Throughout this entire trip, each one of you at some point sees Jack just continuing to follow you in. At the end of that next day, as the sun begins to set behind you, you see Santa Fe on that horizon, and as the sun begins to set, just as you pull into town.
Let me give you an outro. I got one for you.
1 second. As you pull into town, you all notice that there is a flurry of activity. You've already established that there, for some reason, was a pretty heavy military presence in Santa Fe, bigger than you thought it should be, and that military is mobilizing. As you roll in the town, you're actually stopped by two mounted soldiers. Hold there. What's y'all business?
I flashed my badge. Deputy Gunn, Santa Fe. What the fuck you think my business is, soldier?
Deputy, I'm glad to have you back here. We're big chunk of us pulling out. Gonna need you around here while we gone.
You heading west, sir?
West? Why we head west? We're headed down to Albuquerque.
What's in Albuquerque, soldier?
Y'all don't know? Bugs. Lots and lots of them.
No, you wrong. You wrong, son.
If you got a thing, do it now, because that's...
I'll look directly at my friends, and all that plays in my head in slow motion. Some trails are happy ones. Others are blue. It's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy one for you. Happy trails to you.
Until we meet again.
Thanks for watching, everybody. There we go. Episode 9, The Red Creep. Come back and hang out with us some more. We got stuff going on Sunday. We've got Distant Star. Then we'll be back on Tuesday afternoon with little Level 1 GM. And then Wednesday and Thursday again, Krasden and Deadlands. Thanks, everybody. Anybody drop in the Discord link? Come hang out.
The Discord.
Awesome. Come hang out with us on Discord. Click that link, that invitation. And if you need to catch up on anything, go check out our YouTube. YouTube.com/Durnk Industries. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Internet.
We love you so much. We love you so much. Happy trails.